Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, plus, my moon babies. Thank you for being a time traveler. This is your exclusive super full moon in Cancer message. As always, keep in mind it is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, it's okay. It just means that one message is meant for someone else. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, let's begin. I was very excited during meditation to do this reading for you. So hopefully that excitement will come through in the message. So let's see what it is. First breath, beginner's mind, card number 21. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Got a lot of breathing. First breath, breathe. And then you have moon mastery, the law of attraction. Very interesting. Okay. Why is this the super full moon in Cancer message here for Scorpio? For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We are clarifying first breath, beginner's mind, card number 21. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. And moon mastery, the law of attraction. This is no longer pursuing something and waiting to see what is drawn to you, what you attract. Oh, interesting. All right, one more shuffle here. Thank you. Why do I feel you're flipping the script? 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, Ace of Cups, law of attraction, 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Tower, the Knight of Swords, and the Emperor. Well, and the Moon card. I feel like most of you have, if you haven't walked away from this individual, you have sent a very loud and clear message to them. And if you haven't, I think you're about to, or you should. That is your super full moon in Cancer message. 3 of Swords. Something this person did, something they said or did, you saw it as an act of betrayal. Whether you're going to re-engage with this individual or not, you're doing connection differently as a result of what they did and what happened here. 7 of Swords plus the 3 swords is 10 swords. I've got King of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Tell me what the 3 of Swords is here for the Scorpio collective. Doing it differently this time. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And I noticed that in the 3 of Swords in your deck, there are no swords going through the heart, but the heart is behind a cage that has like 3 swords guarding it. So this time around, again, whether you're taking this person back or not, entirely up to you. You're doing it differently. Your heart is more guarded, or you are guarding your heart more. Interesting. It's like it's not fully behind like some 10-foot tall, bulletproof wall. But someone needs to have the key, the right key this time around to access it. Because those 3 swords are not piercing you again. All right, interesting message. 3 of Swords, clarified by the 2 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. That is the truth. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. So they don't have to be a fire sign. But it's someone here at some point in time you saw as your equal or you saw as your match. Now, I'm going to lean this towards love, but if you want to lean this towards another connection in your life, like your sibling, your child, you can. There was something here where you felt you were in sync with this person, regardless of who they are in your life. You recognize as a soulmate, soul bond connection. You now also see the truth, or you have some clarity about this individual, some type of 7 of Swords behavior they engaged in, or you perceive them as having engaged in it. And because of that, your reality has now shifted. Your focus has now shifted. You now have a beginner's mind. Now it's like, well, I'll just have to do connection differently. That's the feeling. I'll have to do connection differently. King of Wands, 9 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Devil. Doing it differently, investing in connections differently. Again, regardless of who this person is to you. 7 of Swords. What was this? What was this? What was the 7 of Swords, or what is the 7 of Swords? What is the 7 of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. I'm going to take it. The High Priestess, Strength, and the Hangman. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. It could have been a series of disagreements, that there was a disagreement or discussion, maybe about moving the connection forward, and it was stalled out, or you feel like this person deceived you, or they gave you false promises, or maybe they put you in competition with others. It could have been like very non-committal energy as well. There was something here that you kept wanting to address in the connection, and every time you had the opportunity to address it, they went silent or they held back. So their inability to communicate with you about this, or even effectively communicate with you about this, kind of brought this connection to a standstill. I think you saw their inability to progress forward with you as a betrayal. And maybe for some of you, they did betray you. Like maybe there was some cheating involved here. I don't know. It's a general collective reading. But regardless of whether they did or not, you're still emotionally equating it to the same thing. Like even if they didn't cheat on you, it's still an act of betrayal because they left you suspended, or they left you waiting, or they were non-committal, or there was some kind of discord or disagreement in the connection that every time you wanted to address it, they went silent or they didn't want to address it. Breathe through the tensions. A lot of tension in respect to this connection here in your life. Again, regardless of who they are. Death card to the Five of Wands. Yeah, so that's you. Tell me about the Five of Swords here. So there's a need here for you to reground yourself. Lean into your opposite sign of Taurus at this time. Five of Swords. Tell me why the Five of Swords is here. Tell me why this Five of Swords is here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Five of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. Judgment and the Tower. I feel like you called judgment on someone. Because of the arguing, because of the bickering, I think you felt at the time, or you're feeling now, because the Two of Swords is the moon in Libra. And if we look at the Moonology deck, the moon in Libra talks about a new cycle starting, a new beginning. It also says a win-win outcome is forecast. So I think when you call judgment, your feeling here energetically that I'm picking up on is a win-win outcome is forecast. Either this person is going to shape up and we're going to have a win in this relationship together, or this person is not going to shape up and address these issues, and I'm going to heal and move on and have victory elsewhere. So I'm going to have a new beginning, either with this person or without this person. So yeah, I think for you, looking at that Two of Swords was like, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. Either they're going to come around with that Page of Cups and address what happened here, or in time, someone else will offer me the Page of Cups. Because your end goal here was the Ten of Cups. And almost with that Five of Swords, the Ten of Cups, it's like, I think you got tired of fighting for happiness, harmony. You know, if we think of the Ten of Cups, we talk about this is a connection that is harmonized. It is balanced. We have the same goals. I make you happy. You make me happy. I show up as the Nine of Cups and you give me your Ace of Cups, right? And you show up as the Nine of Cups and I give you my Ace of Cups. And together we make 10 cups. So I think your feeling here was, I'm going to get this freaking Ace of Cups either from you or from someone else. I will just attract it in elsewhere. So I think you did breathe through the tension, or that's what you're doing when you're casting judgment on this person. I think it's you releasing all of the stress that came from whether or not they were going to do the right thing. I think what you realized was you need to do the right thing, like by you. Nine of Pentacles. This is regrounding yourself. King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. This is regrounding yourself with your newfound wisdom, newfound truth here. Taking care of yourself, the people in your life that are not Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, sorting you, right? Your pets, your plants, yourself, enjoying the fruits of your labor, grounding yourself. Where are all of the pentacles in this deck? Give me a second to look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, isn't that interesting? So we have 4 pentacles here, 2 pentacles here, 3 pentacles here. So I feel like your advice at this time, and obviously we'll get into the advice deck, There's something here about you maintaining control. Because when we see the Four of Pentacles card, like in some of the original decks, we see that little person, they're kind of like a miser, right? They got their one foot on a pentacle, one foot on the other, they're holding one is balancing on their head. So there's something, it does talk about control. So there is something about you like regaining control of this situation by regaining control of yourself and your future. Balancing yourself out, Two of Pentacles, you know, emotionally, financially, spiritually, etc. And then Three of Pentacles, investing in you and investing in your future. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles here. I like it. And I don't know, I can't remember astrologically if that is Capricorn energy, but I usually see the Nine of Pentacles as Capricorn. One more shuffle here. Thank you. So ironically, I feel like this is your advice right now for Capricorn seasons. Like this is what you should be focused on. The Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles, and the Fool. I think there's something here about you need to invest in you. Really invest in you and have some long-term goals and some long-term vision here and decide what it is that you want for your future and where do you want to plant these new seeds, regardless of whether or not this person's going to join you on that journey or not. I think you need to have a beginner's mind, not just in connection, but in this new chapter of your life. Personally, I don't think the story between you and this person is over. And I say that because I got the Fool card, but I don't have 10 swords. I have tarot math of 3 plus 7 is 10. For most of you, I don't think the story with this individual is over. But I do think the cycle is going to continue repeating if you don't start doing this, and you need to approach the connection differently. Now, if you don't want this person back, that's fine. I'm not telling you that they're coming back. It's just what I'm feeling here. I just think that you're going to attract. The law of attraction, I think, is one of the lessons here that this person had to teach you. You cannot chase, or you should not chase. The Nine of Pentacles is like pre-Empress energy. This is, I'm good with or without you. I can pay my bills with or without you. I can enjoy the fruits of my labor with or without you. Like Nine of Pentacles is no slouch. Like this is an individual, I've planted all of this fruit. In some decks, it looks like raspberries. In other decks, it looks like grapes. And in some decks, it looks like apples or peaches. Like I've sown these seeds. I've nurtured them, right? I have Seven of Pentacles. I picked this damn fruit. Like from seedling to fruit, I nurtured it. It is my harvest. And now this person has turned wine or beverage into that. So it's enjoying the fruits of your labor. Singular energy. There's no one here. I can create all this on my own, and I can enjoy it on my own. And if you want to come along with your extra cup, then I'll pour you a glass too. But I don't need you. And the less wine I have to give to you, the more wine I have for myself. Because again, this is someone who's not afraid to be alone. They're alone, but not lonely. They're good on their own. They enjoy their own company. So there's something here when we're in that vibration, we're going to attract the best of the best. Hey, if that person's the best or they shape up to be the best, great. You're going to attract them. If not, you're going to attract someone better. And I think that was the lesson here, was them or better. The Fool and the Three of Wands again. Ace of Cups. You need to attract the Ace of Cups. You have an Ace of Cups. It's a lovely Ace of Cups. But you do not need to go walking up and down the street like some beggar with your Ace of Cups, taking any, day-old wiener or weenette and, oh, please take my Ace of Cups. Please take my Ace of Cups. No more doing that, Scorpio. Shame on you. No more doing that. And look, I don't mean to make fun of this person. Maybe you still love this person. You want them back. I just think you need to show up differently in the connection and not do it from a place of manipulation. Do it from a place of, I know my worth. I'm good with or without you. Hey, a win-win outcome here is forecast. A new cycle begins with you or without you. I think that's the mindset you need to be in, but you got to really believe it. Like you can't just, this is not something you're going to fake it till you make it. So I think the intention of this lesson with this individual, because if you look at soul contracts, like everyone I encounter, they're meant to teach me something and I teach them something. If you look at it that way, whether you take that person back or not, they were a hell of a damn good teacher because they were supposed to teach you the law of attraction. So learn it. So you don't have to repeat it. You don't have to repeat that lesson, that cycle with them or with someone else. Tell me about the Ace of Cups here. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. We've got the Six of Swords, the Tower, and the World card. There's your lesson, and the Star. You attract what you want the moment you begin to show up differently. The minute you move on from the version of yourself that kept you small. The wish fulfillment comes in. The Star, the Hermit, you've got the Devil, and you've got Temperance. And the Fool card. What you want comes in. Remember what I was talking about? Was it? I think it was your reading. I don't know. These messages come in so quickly. High vibing Capricorn energy, determined to succeed. You need to be determined to reincarnate yourself basically in this lifetime and show up differently. I feel like the moment you have this spiritual awakening here and you have this new fresh approach or this new beginner's mind, and maybe you heal some type of toxic codependency you had, I think your new beginning is here. Your King of Cups, the Death card. Look, I think you have someone here that shows up. Whether or not it's that person leveling up or someone new, I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you. But what you want comes in. I mean, we've got the World card to the Fool card, like literally back to back. So I think what you want comes in very quickly. You will be able to attract what it is that you want very quickly. Something that is complementary to the Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Tell me about the Seven of Cups. Tell me about the Seven of Cups here. And it's interesting. It's like you're going to have all these opportunities, maybe with the past person, maybe with new people. But one is going to stand out differently. That Ace of Cups, that chalice, is very similar to this main one in the front here. So out of all of the new opportunities that you'll have, one's going to stand out a bit differently because it'll be the real deal. Tell me about that Seven of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Look, I like the progression. King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands. I would claim that King of Pentacles as whoever it is that you want. Could be Queen of Pentacles. I don't read body parts. But this is something about you walking away from the version that you were. Once you walk away from the version that you were in connection and you fall in line with that Nine of Pentacles and you live it and breathe it, you will attract the long-term partner. You don't have to be an earth sign. I'm just... King and Queen of Pentacles are the marrying king and queens of tarot. You get what you want. A win-win outcome is forecast. Maybe that person ends up being the King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles. Maybe they don't. But that energetic connection for you still exists. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles here. We have the Six of Cups and we have the Three of Wands. For some of you, it is the past person. For some of you, it's someone new, but it is a soulmate either way. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. King of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Ten of Swords. And the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. Claim it how you want. But for the overwhelming majority of you, it's the past person. It's communication from the person who caused the Ten of Swords. Remember, we did tarot math, 3 plus 7. It's communication from the person who did that. Suddenly you leveled up and so did they. Temperance, Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands. There's your truth. Queen of Pentacles. Now we've got a match here. Now if you don't want that past person, you claim this as the next person. It's a general collective reading. But you will attract what it is that you want or who it is that you want when you level up. When you really exist every day with the belief, not that you're trying, again, there's no manipulation here. This is win-win outcome is forecast. I'm good with or without you. I will get that damn extra Ace of Cups from you or from someone else. Temperance, Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. I think Four of Pentacles, all you have to worry about right now is you can control what happens now. I think some of you took your power back. This person's either going to level up or someone better is going to show up in their place. If you don't want to take this as a love reading, let's say this is your kid that you've been having an issue with, maybe an adult child, they're either going to level up or they're not. But you keeping yourself small and sacrificing for them is not the answer. It's almost like by you becoming this, like, I don't want to say better, but enhanced version of who you are and being more guarded and having some boundaries and knowing your worth, it's almost like it's going to energetically force, if like this is, let's say your adult child, it's going to energetically enforce them to level up. They'll have no choice. They have no choice. Otherwise, they can no longer get from you what they want. You're not going to be drawn to them anymore. You're not going to run to them anymore. You're going to be like, you know what? You're 30 years old. Take care of yourself. You can't come to me when you want me to help you with something and then you kick me in the teeth afterwards and disrespect me. So whoever this person has been for you, most of them are going to level up because that's part of their soul contract with you. And for others of you where you don't want this person, call it in as a new person, like especially if this is a romantic partner. But you get what you want. You get long-term commitment or long-term stability. That's your ride or die friend right there. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. So I think you need to have a beginner's mind with the experience of someone who's very seasoned. In other words, take your lessons and experiences and do it differently this time. 3 cards of advice here for Scorpio. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 cards of advice for you. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the Sun card. 8 of Swords, the Hermit, the Hangman. I feel like this is what you've been in. 3 of Pentacles. I would start working on a different mindset, investing in yourself differently. Because if you can free yourself from this, your manifestation comes in and it's solid. That Ace of Cups is now solid. It comes in fast and it has the potential to get you to the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. I want to draw a couple cards for you. For those of you where you're hoping or wanting, I just saw the 2 of Cups when I cut the deck. Some of you want that, current person, past person. So I'm going to pull some cards for you. And then for those of you where you want a new person and you want to attract a new person, we'll see who it is that you are attracting next. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, plural. For Scorpios who want a fresh start with this individual, they've taken this lesson or lessons. They're going to implement them. I just saw Justice and the 2 of Cups, by the way. So they're going to take these new lessons. They're going to implement them, take care of themselves better, nurture themselves better, show up differently, not chase, no more chase, and attract what it is that they want. For those waiting for the past person, let's get 3 cards. For my Scorpios waiting for a current, I'll say current or past person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Current or past person. 4 Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Justice to the Moon. I do think you hear from this person. If that's your desire and that's what you want, you gaining control of the situation. Like the best way you can do that is to learn from this lesson. Page of Pentacles is the learner. They're learning something tangible. I think that's how you bring justice. And that is Libra energy, which was that 2 of Swords. A win-win outcome is forecast. We have the Moon. Look at that. The Moon, the 9 of Pentacles, and Temperance to the Death card. Yeah, this person ends up having to heal their wounds or rise to the occasion. It's the only way now that there'll be an energetic match to you. So it almost like forces this person, 5 of Pentacles, the only way they can come out from being out in the cold is to energetically match you. It's going to take this person some work to do that. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. But if that's what you want while you're working on yourself, they are energetically forced. Forced is a harsh word because I don't think they're even going to realize it's happening to them. But they will intuitively know to do that. Getting a little bit more on the Justice there. It's like then justice will be served. Then the scales in the relationship are better balanced. The relationship is now fair to you as well as fair to them. It's truthful. It's honest. Tell me 3 more cards on that Justice card, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. 9 of Wands, the Magician, and the Hermit. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. Yeah, this person ends up leveling up. Ace of Swords, a Queen of Swords. There's that King of Pentacles again. Yeah, They end up leveling up. But remember, you started off in the Queen of Wands, whether you're masculine or feminine. You're ending in the Queen of Swords. This is very discerning. This is, I know what I want. I know what I want. Now I'm just attracting in what I want. I'm not chasing. Not chasing. So this person does end up having a spiritual awakening. But for them to fully be what it is that you need them to be, I would say to just work on you, because I don't know how far they are in their journey. Can we get timing for this person's spiritual awakening? You could also manifest healing for them, not manifest for them to come towards you or anything like that. We wouldn't want it done to us. But you certainly could pray or manifest for them to be healed. Can I get timing on this individual? Not every card in tarot's timing, but we'll see what we get. One more shuffle. Thank you. Timing for this individual. The Hierophant by Taurus season. Bottom of deck, 8 of Cups. Yeah, this is someone you walked away from, or they walked away from you, or maybe you slowed down or paused a connection, or you started emotionally disengaging a little bit. While you're working on yourself, which is going to take a couple of months if this is what you choose to do from this moment forward, this person comes in by Taurus season. That is mid-April to mid-May. All right. Now, for those of you, you're like, hell no, I do not want that past person. Beginner mind, I want a new relationship. I want to attract someone better in, someone who's in it for the long run. Again, provided you do all the same things. Let's get you 3 cards on that new person. 3 cards on that new person. For the Scorpios who want a new person. I just saw the Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. So there would be a connection, communication in regards to that Ace of Cups between you and this new person. 3 cards for the new person that Scorpio is waiting for. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The new person, Judgment, Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Oh, it's a wise person. Strength, and the King of Cups. Wow, I really like this. There's your 10 of Cups. So again, it doesn't automatically mean that the next person you meet, it's all rainbows and unicorns. Because remember, you need to live and breathe this law of attraction. It can't be something you're just masking to get the person. Like, you're going to have to exist throughout the connection with that same philosophy. Again, doesn't mean you don't love the person or you're cold towards the person, but if you lower your guard and lower your boundaries, it's just going to be a matter of time. This connection will end up like the last one. So you need to make a judgment call that if you are to move forward with a new person, you need to at all times be very discerning and know your value and know your worth. I think you get your match here. That King of Cups or Queen of Cups. That's your water sign match. Doesn't mean that they're a water sign. I just think that they are emotionally intelligent. They're wise. They're brave. They could be a Leo. They could be a Virgo. They could be a water sign. I've got air on the table. I usually see the Judgment card as Scorpio energy. 3 more cards on the new person. 3 more cards on the new person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The new person. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 10 of Swords. And we have the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Devil, King of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. When you meet the new person, expect the past person to return. They might get an intuitive hit that you're connecting now with the new person. When the new person comes in, when this king or queen comes in, I would expect this king or queen to come in as well. It's almost like they know that you're moving on from them. So I would expect communication. They present like a King of Wands. They show up like a Knight of Wands, or Queen of Wands. They show up as a Princess of Wands. This would be the person who hurt you. Be mindful of that. Which is true. I remember leaving someone, I'm talking decades ago, right before I got married. And when I really moved on, and then I got, you know, maybe 7, 8 months later, got involved in a significant connection. I don't know how he even got my number, because I changed my phone number. I moved to Florida. Like, I wanted to get as far away as I could from that guy. And I was really surprised. And I ended up finding out he called my mom, who was like go away. She, you know, started her life over without you. And then he called my aunt, who did not know all the circumstances, and was like, oh yeah, she moved. Here's her new number. So I was surprised by the time I entered the connection with Steve, who didn't end up being my 10 of cups, but the relationship was, it was good nonetheless. I learned a lot from him and him from I. But once I got into that relationship, there was Michael who called me. So there's something like that here playing out for those of you. Three cards here. Advice on that past person, because I do see them communicating or attempting communication with you. It's like they'll energetically know you leveled up and now you have someone new. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Advice on that past person. The Knight of Swords, when you receive the communication, there is some kind of apology. 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. You're going to be at such a different vibrational match than this person. I think you're going to leave them out in the cold. I think you're rejecting their 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Remember, they showed up as that Knight of Wands, and they're coming in with Page energy. So maybe once upon a time, you would have settled for Page or Knight energy. By the time we move forward and you meet this person, it's a different vibrational match. You're going to look at this person like, oh my God, I can't even believe that I even wanted you at one time. Okay, let's get you timing for the new person. Timing for when Scorpio meets a new person. Again, not every card in tarot is timing, but let's see what we got. Timing for when Scorpio meets the new person. Timing for when they meet the new person. Thank you. All right, a couple of cards fell out there. I don't know if I want to take all of them in terms of timing card. I've got the Lovers, Gemini season, 7 of Wands, and then the 8 of Swords. Well, I guess it all depends on where you are on your healing journey. For some of you, you'll meet the person within the next 7 days. For others of you, within the next 8 weeks. And then for others of you, by Gemini season. So, which is odd because of those of you where you had the past person come back around, but you only wanted them. You didn't want the new person, and they were leveled up. That was Taurus season. So I would say that by June or July, you are in a connection with someone who is a vibrational match to you. Who that person will be based upon your law of attraction. How well have you mastered it? And who is it that you're attracting? Are you attracting the king you want, the queen you want, another king or queen that you want? Or are you still calling in that Knight or Princess of Wands? That'll be entirely up to you. But it looks like within 6 months, the Scorpio collective is in a relationship. 8 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, which would be August. So, yeah, I think we're looking at between May and August for the Scorpio collective to be in a relationship. That is what I have for you. That is your super full moon in Cancer message. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, good luck leveling up. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.